Have you ever stopped to ponder why male ballet dancers don't traditionally dance on point while women do? Or why certain roles in ballet are gender-specific? Well, let's pirouette into the fascinating world of ballet and explore its gendered landscape. For centuries, ballet has been a stage where gender roles have been performed and reinforced. Men typically played the roles of heroic princes, while women delicately fluttered across the stage as ethereal swans or sugar-plum fairies. These roles were established in a time where societal norms were considerably different from what they are today. But times are changing, and so is ballet. The traditional tutu and tights are being questioned, and the lines between gender roles are blurring. As we look at the evolution of ballet, it's important to remember that these norms were established centuries ago and have been largely unchallenged until recently. Now, let's dive into the history of ballet, where these gender roles originated. Ballet, as an art form, dates back to the 15th century, and it's fascinating to see how gender roles have shaped its evolution. When we pirouette back to the origins of ballet, we land in the Italian Renaissance courts. Here, ballet was a courtly affair, a dance of nobility, where men were the sole performers. Yes, you heard that right. It was an all-boys show, with women not allowed to dance. Now imagine the scene: elaborate costumes, intricate steps, and men playing both male and female roles. Quite a twist from what we're used to seeing today, isn't it? But hold on to your tutus, because the stage was set for change. Fast forward to the 19th century, and we step into the era of romantic ballet. This is when the spotlight shifted, and the image of the delicate, ethereal female ballerina emerged. She was dainty, she was graceful, she was the embodiment of femininity. It was during this time that point shoes were introduced, which allowed ballerinas to appear weightless and otherworldly. Now, the men were still there, of course, but they were mostly relegated to lifting the ladies and providing a foil for their performances. The stage was dominated by women, and the men, well, they were a bit like the parsley on the side of your plate. Nice to look at, but not the main course. These historical roles have persisted into modern times, with the female ballerina and the male support still the norm in many classical ballets. But it's important to note that these roles weren't set in stone. They evolved over time. They were shaped by societal norms, cultural values, and even fashion trends. So, we've seen how history has shaped the gender roles in ballet, but what about today? Are these roles still as rigid as they were? Fast forward to the 21st century, ballet is no longer just tutus and tiaras. Today, we are witnessing a dynamic shift in the ballet world as the stage welcomes a new generation of choreographers. These trailblazers, both men and women, are challenging the traditional gender roles that have long defined this art form. The rise of these choreographers is not just a change in the backstage hierarchy, but a revolution that's bringing fresh narratives and perspectives to the limelight. Take, for instance, the works of renowned choreographers like Justin Peck and Crystal Pite. Their performances are not only technically brilliant, but also defy the age-old stereotypes. Peck's Rodeo 4 dance episodes features an all-male cast, a stark deviation from the conventional ballet ensemble. Pete, on the other hand, masterfully uses both male and female dancers to challenge traditional norms, as seen in her ballet Emergence. These innovative performances are not isolated instances. They represent a growing trend in contemporary ballet, where choreographers are consciously moving away from the binary representation of gender. This trend is not just about challenging norms, but about creating a space where everyone can express themselves freely. In this new era, ballet is becoming more than just a showcase of physical prowess or a recital of predictable narratives. It's evolving into a platform for artists to explore, question, and redefine their identities. The tutu-clad ballerina and the prince in tights no longer hold the monopoly on the ballet stage. They share it with a diverse range of characters that reflect the complexity of the human experience. This shift is influencing not just the present, but also the future of ballet. As we encourage more and more choreographers to break the mold, we are sowing the seeds for a more inclusive and diverse ballet culture. One where the boundaries of gender are blurred and the focus is on the individual's talent, creativity, and expression. As we can see, the world of ballet is gradually dancing away from its gendered past. embracing a future where anyone, regardless of their gender, can express themselves fully through this beautiful art form. So, what have we learned about the gender roles in ballet? We've danced our way through the ages, from the birth of ballet, where men dominated the stage, to the 19th century when women took the spotlight, often portraying delicate, fragile creatures. These roles have persisted, creating a stereotype of the masculine and feminine in ballet that has been hard to shake off. But the stage is changing. In the contemporary ballet world, choreographers of all genders are pirouetting into prominence, challenging traditional norms and creating space for new narratives. They're crafting performances where strength, grace, and vulnerability aren't confined to one gender or another, but are shared across the spectrum. While ballet has a long way to go in terms of gender equality, it's clear that change is on the horizon, and who knows? Maybe the ballet of the future will be a place where dancers are judged not by their gender but by their passion and talent. And